Alright, I'm going to do an update on my testing of budget AR-15 rifles. But before we get into it, if you would please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment. It does help with the algorithms. Alright, so kind of a controversial topic. I'm not going to go into the where, whens, or why, but there are several companies that they're all more or less considered now budget guns. That was not the case in the past, but we all know AR-15s, okay? One of the most popular firearms in the U.S., one of the most controversial firearms in the U.S., and also a firearm, when there are panic buying modes, fluctuate in price wildly, okay? And any of you who have been around for a few years know that. Okay, so the big stink, budget ARs. Right now, you're looking at a price point, and there's several different brands. I have 3 of them now. Go over each one, pros and cons real quick, what I found and what I plan to do to test them some more. But there's several brands, and they all fall into the same price point. About 400 units, or 4 C-notes, where they used to be 5.5, maybe even 6, okay? But now they're down there, and the reasons I've explained, but they're considered your budget guns. You find them on sale, and with Black Friday coming, you're probably going to see all kinds of crazy nonsense and even further price reductions. But you're looking at 4 C-notes. Take another C-note and you get something halfway decent to put on top of it, okay? So, everyone complains of budget guns, quality control, all this other stuff. I've seen an AR that is I'm talking 1.5K. I looked at one of these H&R Retros, and there was a guy that had a video that he had issues with it, and it was the hole for the gas to bleed off out of the barrel wasn't drilled large enough, and the gun didn't function. 1.5K. What 1.5K gets you, okay, is these 3 guns and an ATI polymer pistol. It's the same value as one of these retro guns that I was looking at. So even if you spend a long yard, doesn't guarantee you're always going to get a gun that ain't got a quality control issue, okay? So, let's start off what I picked up. And like I said, they're all about the same price point. All these base guns. There was no sights on them or anything. Well, you've seen the videos. So, Radical Firearms, okay? This gun fired my reloads, everything without a hitch. There was absolutely no issues, no malfunctions. Fired close to, I'd say, 200 rounds through this. Nothing bad happened. The furniture on this, the buttstock and this different pistol grip, are a little bit high quality. You know, they're decent. I like them. But the only thing is the handguard for me is a little too wide. That's about the only thing I do not like about this gun. Other than that, fit, finish, quality, okay. And a little secret, if you are interested in a super safety or such a thing like that, this would be the brand to get, because the way they machine the lower receiver, there's plenty of room in there where these things drop in and function fine. Now, this gun comes, and we're going to bring this up. I had a look. I think it said a 1 in 8 twist, but it's actually a 1 in 7, 5.56 NATO barrel. I found it marked on the barrel. All these barrels are marked. It's difficult to see. You got to get a flashlight and look in there and shine light in there, because these free-floating handguards cover it. This has a 1 in 7. The one thing I wasn't impressed is I think I read the ad and it said it had a 1 in 8. So I was trying to shoot 55 grain bullets through this, and really the accuracy wasn't good. If you watch the video, 4-inch groups. Okay, and I'll bring up ammo and accuracy later, because the next phase is going to be accuracy testing on all of these. Now we have an Andro Corporation Industries, you know. This one here, again, fit, finish, nice, has a military grade pistol grip, this old AR style, collapsible stock, you know, came with no sights, and all of these have 16-inch barrels. Now this one, it took me a while. They marked the barrel way down in here, so I had to shine the flashlight and I read it. It is a 5.56 NATO 1-in-7 twist barrel. This firearm functioned fine. I found nothing wrong with the fit or finish. It shot all the ammunition, my reloads, everything else, or what limited ammo I had. And that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to get a variety of ammo, and I'll bring that up towards the end of the video. And also, accuracy, I was not impressed. If you watch the videos, it wasn't that impressive. That's about the only downside of it. Other than that, I have no complaints. Okay, I kind of actually like this firearm a lot. I like the size of, you know, this, to me, this narrower grip is more comfortable to shoot. Granted, that old Colt style thing, I usually like something better, but we're not here to dress these up or change them. We're here to test them. But so far, so good. 1.7 twist rate, no functioning problems, you know, no nonsense. Pretty good. But again, accuracy was not impressive. Then we're going to go to, and this one also came in at the lowest price point because they're trying to liquidate the Andersons. And this was the only one out of the bunch that gave me issues. Number one, the fit of it is so tight, I still have to drive this rear takedown pin out with a brass punch to get this gun apart. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Okay, it's tighter than hell. But some people, you know, when they pick up an AR, they'll go like this. This thing is tight, okay? A lot of people complain about quality control. Again, simplistic stock, regular military handguard. This thing here is a little bit different to handguard, but fits in the hand well. Nice, functioning. And this one came with a real crappy magazine. One of them ones, I think, that they show where if you leave the cartridges too long, they'll fall out, or the magazine lips aren't that strong. But basic gun, it doesn't like my reloads for some reason, and I have trouble with it. The other two guns fire my reloads with no problem. It jams in there. So it's sensitive to the ammunition. Could be because it's tighter, the chamber and headspace. I checked the headspace and that is correct. It's good. It might be a little tight, so your quality control there could come into question. This is the only one that has a 1 in 8 inch twist rifling. And surprisingly, even for the minor inconveniences, I know some people that turns them right off. They don't like the idea of that. They don't like the idea it's ammunition sensitive and they wouldn't have nothing to do with this. And this gun has a reputation for bad quality control. This rifle shoots more accurately with the ammunition I can get to work in it, better than the other two. So, what are we going to do? I'll discuss magazines in another video. We'll talk about them. So, another thing, twist rate. When they tell you, ammunition, the 55 grain ammunition, the price point is less. It's under 2 quarters, 0.48 or something like that per round, where if you get into The 62 or heavier bullets, they're going to be over. They're going to be close to 0.6, 0.7 per round. So the big thing is most of these guns are coming with a 1 in 7 twist. So the twist rate 1 in 7 is supposedly supposed to be great for 62 grain and heavier, not too good for the 55 grain. And a lot of people brought this question up. You know, the 55 grain ammunition is more common and less costly, okay? Can you get these guns to shoot good? Now I was getting like 4-inch groups out of them, and I kind of understand why now. I thought the ad said they didn't have 1 in 7 twists, but trying to find the marking, they do. And even with the 62 grain bullet, it wasn't a great improvement. There was an individual, had a video, brought this up, took his 1 in 7 twist carbine. He fired at 100 yards, got a 6-inch group with one brand of ammunition, 55 grain ammo. He went and ran another brand of ammo, which I'm going to go out and get some of that, okay? And we'll talk more about ammo when we get into the testing. And he shot an 1 and something group. And then he proved the point, went out to 500 some odd yards and shot a steel plate, hit 5, you know, one right after the other. If he kind of zeroed it in first and knew where he was shooting, I don't know, I ain't going to challenge him. But he did shoot off the bench with that gun with a 55 grain bullet, 500 some yards, and hit 5 out of 5, which that's pretty cool if you ask me. So the next step with these guns, and that's why they all have some sort of a sight. I'm going to zero these sights in with the PPU 55 grain ammo, and then I even went and got special targets that I'm going to set up. I think there's 8 bullseyes on there. So I'm going to set this target up, number those targets, and correspond to one brand of ammunition. Because obviously, the thing about the different ammunition and the bullet weight is maybe the shape of the bullet. If you get a bunch of different cartridges from different manufacturers, and it's the same bullet weight, the actual shape of the bullet and how it's loaded, or the consistency in making the bullets, is another issue. Okay, some companies, the weight, shape, consistency, especially if it's really inexpensive ammo, okay, may not work that good. So we're going to go through these guns, test several brands of 55 grain ammo, and I have some Lake City Overrun green tips, and I may get another brand of 62 grain green tips, which is popular and supposedly good, PMC out of Korea. That's always been pretty good, trouble-free ammo and fairly accurate. And we'll run it against government overrun of the same cartridge in these guns. So that's what I got coming up. That's what's going on. And, you know, honestly, for the price point and for even with a few issues, these things are well worth the money. Okay, if you don't have a lot of money, or if you're just starting out and this and that, then also another thing, you know, there are some people that just want to grab it out of the box, use it, and don't clean it, don't want to fool with it, don't want to adjust nothing, don't want to pay attention, okay, to maybe tune something or fool around with it. Okay, then maybe these budget guns ain't for you. But I'm looking at them, they're worth it, okay? And if there are some flaws or something, and yes, if you go around on YouTube, you will find somebody that posted a video about any one of these brand names where the whole thing was a damn disaster. And I mean some really shoddy stuff. One guy had a Radical Arms where the regular 223 cases were actually rupturing, which the only thing I could figure is somebody put the barrel was mismarked and not a 5.56, some other caliber, and you know, he was lucky he didn't get injured. Okay, so yes, you can get a bad one. That just comes with the territory, and I guess it comes with whatever you buy. Firearms, cars, whatever, you know, appliances, it's all the same, you know. Alright guys, thank you, and stay tuned, more to come. Oh, and there is a playlist of all these videos I'm making. So be sure to try to check that out on my channel. Alright, thanks.